Here's another one from him at Meta, because we use a lot of his stuff and he doesn't charge us anything for it, but he gets his name out there to more and more people. We love you, Hemet. Keep up the great work.
Thank you.
It says here, what are some of the most important questions you should ask your partner before tying the knot?
Oh, this is good. All right.
Do you do butt stuff? No.
That's an important
That's not
one.
important.
That is an
for some
important
people it's
one.
important, but let's see. If you guys could come up with a couple, what would be one of the most important things that you would ask?
Honestly, do you believe in God?
On the point one.
That's
do you believe in God?
Do you believe in God? That's a big one for
Big
me.
one. I don't think I could go out with anybody who wasn't an atheist, or at least like.
I mean, I
Not-
slept with a guy who was a
Oh,
Christian.
you guys are so bigoted. So bigoted.
But I mean, like, to marry someone, I'm sorry, but I'm not going to have this fight. Like, I don't like religion. I don't want to. I don't know if I want kids ever. But if that happens, I don't want to have this fight about raising them with religion.
Yeah.
I don't want to do it.
Right.
I just
Well, it's a pretty big. That's a pretty big philosophical divide between two people that have to spend their lives together.
Also, do you use that word, the N word, which I hate that phrase, but do you use that word for funsies ever? And you're not black. If you're black, then I'm not going to even have a conversation with you. But like, that's a big one. That's a big one for me.
We're digressing because Hemet does have something here though that I wanted to bring up. And it's great because we have two ladies on it with us tonight to talk about this.
Okay.
Bethany Baird, one half of the sisterly ministry called Girl Defend, which I'm not even going to look these people up, has 136 questions she claims that have to be discussed with her fiance.
Really?
136?
And she compiled them all on her blog, and I'm not going to put this in show notes, but Hemet's gone through and he's picked quite a few of them that just kind of go beyond the pale here. So
yeah, let's do this.
Let's see. Questions about your partner's sexual history are also legitimate, but the items on this list really stretch that idea to absurd places.
Let's do this.
Are you a virgin?
No.
If not, please explain.
I like sex.
Explain what? I've
Explain what?
Plunged? I mean, what are you trying to say? Like,
okay, so
Whatever
I
that
fell in
means.
love. Go ahead.
Please explain.
Like,
Okay.
what even does sex mean? What does it mean to have sex?
Yeah, because I mean, like, I consider like kissing on the having sex spectrum.
Right?
Yeah,
It's like
definitely
it's
gets things
intimate.
working. I mean,
yeah. Nipple play is pretty
yeah.
great.
Absolutely.
But I can. This one's easy for me. I was 15. I fell in love, and I was in love as young. It's young love. It's not the same as an adult love, but it was love. Okay, because I still love this person. He's still a dear friend of mine. In fact, I'm missing next week's show to go to his birthday because he really asked me to go. So
nice.
yeah, I know.
Very
isn't that sweet? No, he's wonderful. He insisted I bring the boyfriend. Like insisted. So I was young. I was in love. We talked about wanting to explore this with each other. He'd never had sex. I'd never had sex. And I mean, and this is heteronormative P and V sex, but because we talked all through like
oh, the
all
P
the other
stands for
stuff.
penis, not
Oh.
poop. Okay. Oh, got
Did you
it.
not
Okay.
get that, hun?
Felicia, come on.
I just when are they when are they asking these questions? Is this
So,
are these like first date questions?
But like we talked about it, and then it was really sweet. It was in my bed. He bought the condom. It was a really wonderful moment. It was.
Okay, I went
So
over to the
that's-
blog
okay,
just because I had to go to this fucking train wreck. It says, I can't even begin to count how many of you have asked me for this list of questions ever since I announced that Dave, without an E at the end,
Dab.
my fiance,
Thank you. Yeah, Angelica, we're on the
my
same-
fiance and I have worked through this list of questions during our dating relationship. Hundreds of you have asked me for this list. Long list does not include everything you need to know or ask. 136, and it's not everything you need to know or ask. I think this would be a little bit too much information.
Play me a song that means a lot to you. That's going to tell me a lot because, like, if it's Godsmack, we're done.
I'm doing the best that I can. Go away. Yeah, I have that right in the bank, right there.
This is
What
Sir
about the
Mix-a-Lot.
Lord? What about the Lord's Supper? Who should participate in the
What?
sacraments? Like that's spiritual
What?
life on this thing.
What?
This is the category of your spiritual life. What are the evidences of your salvation?
What?
Wet clothes? I don't. What?
I have no language to answer that question.
What would our family devotions look like? Who leads out in the? Wow, this is weird language. I don't.
Yeah, I don't have
This
words
is
for
very weird.
I lead.
What is your? Yeah, I'm the dom. You're the sub. There you go. What is your
That's not
opinion of personal witnessing? Okay, witnessing is when you're like, let me tell you about Jesus and how much I have a great relationship with him.
I want to
kind of
bear
thing.
my
It's like,
testimony. Jesus Christ is my Savior.
what are your spiritual strengths? I have a plus 20 when it comes to charisma. I don't know.
Stars sure are pretty, huh?
I
Like,
get
that's what I got.
a plus D4 bonus to, mind lock,
Exactly.
I
Yeah.
don't know what would you say is your spiritual gift? Fuck you, lady. What the shit is
Blowjob. That's my spiritual gift.
spiritual gift?
Or what is that?
Oh.
There was
That's
a movie
not- no,
that
that's-
Stanley and
that's-
I,
That's not a gift. It's a skill. It takes practice.
Uh-huh.
right? Where there's
Do
like
you have-
fingersmith.
Do
Oh,
you have
yeah.
a teachable spirit?
Don't neglect the balls.
Oh my god, this is so weird.
These
I'm
are-
gonna go back to Hemets here just because I want to read a couple more
Yeah,
of the
let's
sex
like
ones.
Yeah.
a lot of those. We don't have the language to address those.
No, it
let's
just
see.
sounds silly.
When we were asking about virgins, if not, please explain. And then it said, did you ask forgiveness of your partner?
Well-
no, because those experiences made me the person that I am today. Go fuck
Well-
you if you're going to judge me on my
Well,
past sex
On
life.
our
you know?
like
I-
second date,
well-
he met a guy that I'd been hooking up with. He was just in the bar, but him and I are still friends. And I was
Well-
like, "Oh shit, it's Dave!" And then
Well-
Dave walked
With an
up,
E.
and I'm like,
With an E.
"Roger, meet Dave. Dave, meet Roger." And Dave was like, "Hey, nice to meet you." And it was nice. I hugged Dave, and then I went back to my date.
Now, Roger spelled normal, not like RGR, right? I mean, we're not like fucking Dave.
No,
without an E.
I'm
God,
confused. I'm confused.
Dav.
I'm confused about the context of the forgiveness one. Forgiveness for I mean, like
For
have
not
you
being a virgin,
have you ever? Well, I mean, yeah, there was that one
You
time
know.
I had to ask forgiveness because
My mom had
you
me
know
in a horse
it,
class.
it,
Yeah.
You're
look,
not
it-
the virgin.
it slipped and there was an unexpected entry in so yeah, I had to go, oh,
That's how
ooh,
Babby
shit,
formed.
sorry.
There you go.
So yeah, but
Oh,
I mean-
Oh, here we
Roger,
go.
I know
Here's
you're
the-
listening.
maybe-
I know you're
I-
listening,
yeah,
Roger.
one-
I know you
one time-
are.
one time I
Whoops.
hit a little too hard and I had to say, ooh, sorry about that.
One of the funniest stories that I've ever
forgive you,
heard
Roger.
of
Forgive-
Christian people not realizing what the fuck sex was until after like it was much too late to learn about it kind of thing was Richie T. Stedman on
Mhm.
X96. He's a producer of a local radio show,
Yeah.
very successful radio show,
Yes.
where he was talking about how the first time that he had sex with somebody, he didn't realize that the vagina is angled, so
Uh-huh.
and I'm doing hand motions here where it's like
Yeah.
he rammed it like straight on into the area, and
What?
so he
There's
said
like a-
he nearly broke his dick because of
There's a bone there, man.
Slow down.
up.
Yo.
If you're going at it like she's flat on her back and you're going straight at it, it goes up, guys.
Did he get a running start?
I know. I'm
Maybe
like, how do you do this? Like every partner I've had, we have to like angle shit. Like
just makes me think like they had this like Thunderdome setup going on where they had the bungees attached to them and they're swinging around and just him blaster, me master.
Two-man enter.
Only if they're really comfortable with their thighs touching. I mean, that's really. See, this is what we do. We find something horrible and we make it ours. I'm going to skip a couple of these. Have you ever been exposed to homosexuality?
Yeah.
Absolutely.
so much.
Right.
If
Like
so,
in like 5 minutes.
Yeah.
if so, explain the extent and the circumstances.
Oh,
Not
Jesus,
enough,
how much time do you
honestly.
have?
Absolutely not.
Oh my gosh, that is so crazy. Let's see. There's also questions here that invoke a patriarchal mindset.
Ooh,
It says,
this.
describe your standards of dress for women.
Naked. As close to naked as possible.
All women. Naked.
Yeah.
Like if I could
I
get
don't
away
know,
with
what
it
are-
all the time, totally. It's
Fuck
comfortable.
yeah. It's so comfortable.
Okay, well let's look at the local laws and see what is
I
the
know that
minimum
I
requirement.
know that you
here
make Angelica and I cover our nipples,
for
which I have issues with.
YouTube, but yeah.
I
But
haven't had nearly enough liquor to have the nipple show up on the camera tonight, guys. I'm sorry. It's just not happening.
but I mean, like, thong and nipple. Yeah, that's the bare minimum in public, I guess. Like covered
Got it.
nipple, like pasties and thong is legally what we like. That's my bare minimum legally.
Okay.
Yeah.
Giant Band-Aid. Got it. There we go. Let's see. What are your views on public swimming?
What? Well, personally, I
Get
kinda,
it, get it.
Well,
I've never had private swimming. What the fuck
What
is
does
I
that
have-
that?
I have done private swimming. It was a mansion, legit, and the water was all like it wasn't chlorinated because it has like this insane filter system. It didn't
Mhm.
dry out my skin, and the water was perfectly temperate. It was magical. Oh my god,
Oh,
you
that
guys,
sounds- that sounds
so much better.
fantastic.
Like,
Magical and delightful.
it was.
I
Oh,
wanna
and
go
there was
There's
oh,
no band-aids floating around in it.
there was no. There was
scabs.
a statue of Diana and some lovely rose bushes,
Oh.
and yeah, lounge chairs everywhere. And then there was a bocce ball court on the other side of this massive yard. And then we walked to the house, and the artwork was ridiculous, and it was gorgeous and amazing. And yeah, private swimming. I mean, if you can get it, like get it.
That just sounds like more excuses for me to walk around completely naked. You know?
Oh, I so would have. I so would have, but like I couldn't get away with
Not
it.
at that one. No. Okay, so the other one here says what are expectations about situations where one of us might be alone with someone of the opposite sex? Okay, Mike Pence. Seriously?
Yeah.
What?
What are the expectations?
What
Um,
are expectations about situations where one
Expectations
of us
about situations.
might be alone with someone of the opposite sex? Like, what are you going to do if you ever find yourself alone with your boss in the same room? It's like,
Okay, so I've done
Every
that a
time I
lot.
close at work.
Yeah, I've done that a
Well,
lot.
Pretty much
Yeah,
like
I
every
guess
day.
I guess I mean, like, try not to blow them. Okay, maybe.
Yeah,
I mean,
I've
that would
been
I mean,
alone.
that would be considerate, but I just
I was struggling at work one day, and I wanted to bounce some ideas off of my coworker who's my equal on the team.
Yeah.
And so I pulled him aside into an office that was unoccupied,
Mhm.
and we talked. Him and I. That's it.
here's a particularly disgusting one that we have here, Felicia and Kyle.
Ooh,
Oh, what are appropriate ways to discipline children?
don't
And
hit
she
him.
follows it up with how many strikes before their ... whatever.
Nope.
Oh,
None.
wait.
Zero.
You don't even give us a choice in that one?
No, apparently
No,
there's strikes
just
implied.
like-
Strike?
Oh wait, okay, maybe
Or is it
strikes is in like
as in like
I'm thinking like
Wait, for
punishment
three
strikes,
strikes
like
you're out?
strike one, strike
Oh,
two,
I
strike
get it.
three. I read that completely
Maybe.
terribly the opposite way.
Right?
You know,
I was
where
just
I'm
like,
like,
don't
Mhm.
strike your child.
how many open hand hits do they get to the face before you decide to take it
Well,
to body
strikes and
blows?
what?
oh, okay. But if they're like, actually talking like strikes, the answer is always 3.
3.
Right?
That's how
It's
strikes
always
work.
That's
you
how strikes
dumbass.
work.
That's
But
how
then,
it works
like,
in
in
Family
what?
Feud and baseball.
Because like
You know?
kids, like, I mean, I know of somebody who's a parent right now, and their kid has been picking up swears.
Yeah.
And his thing is like, you don't use those. Like, no, don't use that word. No, don't use that word. And then he talks through with it. But like, there's no like, you're in big trouble now. It's just this kid's like learning language, right? Like that's all he's doing is just learning
Yeah.
language. He doesn't understand that he can't use this in all situations. Like there's context. So like there's literally unlimited strikes. This kid's not
for
getting punished
the most
this
part.
shit.
Yeah, for the most
Yeah.
part.
No, unless the kid uses it against a person in a mean way, then yeah, maybe there's some time out that's due.
Yeah.
But like
Maybe,
that would be on the first one, right? Like on the first time, like if you've already explained to this kid and they understand, you don't say things like "fuck you" to somebody, and it's like you could on the first strike, you can be like, "Ass and time out right now," and
Yeah. Go stand in the corner.
Yeah, no, I don't know.
a lot.
The conversation I had with my kid when that happened was, okay, probably shouldn't have said that, but what did they do? Like,
Well,
okay,
like,
hang on. Yeah, you probably
What
shouldn't
is the
have,
context? of
probably
this?
shouldn't have said that, but really, what triggered it? Because it might have been totally warranted.
Right?
It was totally warranted, by the way.
Hey,
All right.
you know what?
Last one.
I'm
Last
not a
one.
parrot. I'm just saying, like,
Yeah.
these things
I do
vary.
want to say one thing.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Just
Go ahead.
like when it comes to like swear words and things like that, like maybe show them another word that's like more fun to say even, or
Oh, yeah.
like something else. Like
Okay, so that's why this question is so stupid, right?
It was
Like,
an
how
incredibly
many
stupid
strikes?
question.
How many strikes? That's an irrelevant question. We have to deal with all these things as they come up. And then, yeah, most of the time it's probably going to be 3 strikes. But not always. Sometimes,
Right.
like, if they hit another kid
Situational.
on the playground, you're like, I'm removing you from this situation so we can have this talk. You're not going to,
Yeah.
like, be like, hey, first warning. Like, you're not.
right.
Yeah, you don't go, hey, you just shot up your school. There's one strike. There's one strike.
Yeah, like, what the fuck is that shit? That's an irrelevant question. That's a dumb.
All right, so the last one I wanted to bring up, it says here, and this maybe we can use this to explain one of these to our spouses, even though they're not here. Is there anything in your past that I would be surprised by if I found out?
Oh, yeah.
No.
Oh, everybody will.
Yes, yeah.
I had the winning pieces to the McDonald's Monopoly. I had the Boardwalk and Park Place,
No
You didn't put it
shit.
in, did you?
and my grandma threw it away before I had a chance to.
Oh, fuck.
It was gone. It wasn't like just a little bit thrown away. It was fucking gone.
Um,
I'm still mad about that one.
I wore at least a collar.
More than the death of that boardwalk.
It's such an impossible find. You find so many fucking park places, but no, you can't get the Boardwalk. Assholes.
They don't even do that anymore, do they?
I don't. They
They still do.
A couple of years
They
ago
still
they
do.
did, but
Yeah.
even though it's a terrible fucking game to base your capitalist like burger
It
split
was
off of.
It's
It was
a game
supposed to be
about
critique-
capitalism.
It was a game to critique capitalism and show how goddamn toxic it is.
Oh, and hey, anybody that wants to play Monopoly and you really want to troll the fuck out of the people that really enjoy this game and that win all the time, don't ever build a hotel. Just buy up all the houses.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Every single house. Because you cannot build a hotel unless you first go through the 4 houses to be able to build the hotel on that property. So if all of the houses are no longer available, nobody can put a hotel down.
Oh shit. That's clever.
Yeah. That is
Mhm.
really fucking clever, and it's in the rules, so it's legal. So you can be an asshole, win, and show them that capitalism is fucking stupid.
It's a shit system.
Man, and this we went long on this crazy ass Christian lady's
It's so
fucking
fun though.
question
It's
list.
so
Well, yeah, we didn't
fun.
even get to all the questions.
No,
I
oh my
know, I
God,
wanna
there are
answer
so many.
so
I'm
many.
sure there's got to be better questions.
Let's see. Do you consider yourself neat or messy? Whatever. That's kind of a thing you can
Yeah,
usually
I don't
ask
know.
somebody.
Generally pretty much.
What is your attitude towards women? What is their purpose? What the fuck?
What?
Okay.
Wow.
I legitimately had an eye
You
twitch.
pass the butter.
I
You
legit
pass butter.
I
What is my
had
purpose?
an eye twitch. Like I was watching myself and I just went, "What is going on? What is their purpose?"
This is
passed
the
the
lady that
butter.
wrote this
Yeah.
too. That's
We
the
already covered
craziest
that.
thing.
Go ahead, reverse this. No men in this relationship, please.
And this is one that just jumped out at me. Only because like I put the word together when I was reading it out. I'm like, in making decision, what role does God's word play? And I was like, oh wait, it's God's word play, not word play. And I was just like,
Oh.
I love me some wordplay.
I was kind of like, are we
never
doing
mind.
biblical
That's a-
wordplay now?
yeah,
I'm into
dude.
it. Yeah, let's do
It's
this.
gaudy.
That's a pretty.
I like my
that's-
poetry.
That's not even a good question.
Let's see.
make
Can you tell me
a
your thoughts
decision?
on how a man should provide for a wife and a family? Can you tell me your thoughts on how a man should protect a wife and children? How do you feel about guns?
Actually, that's a good question for me.
That is a
How do
pretty
you feel
good
about
question.
guns?
That is
Like,
a fair question.
that's
Yeah.
a decent question.
Yeah.
How have you prepared yourself for marriage?
I have
Butter.
not.
Just lots of butter. all over.
Well, I've got butt plugs.
I paid the prerequisite amount of money and got a trip down to Vegas, and we went and got married by an Elvis guy. So, yeah. So I mean,
Well, I have gone long.
I just laughed at
I
my
haven't
marriage.
gone long stints without sex since I was married. So fuck, like, what am I saying? Like, Jesus.
I mean,
I thought
there's
of
so
something-
many ways you
Like,
can answer that. Like I bought 2 sets of blankets for the bed instead of just one, so we each get our own.
Ah, there it is. That's a
There you
smart
go.
married man right there.
I'm
Let's
still
just get
sharing
separate
mine.
beds there, Ozzy and Harriet. What the fuck?
Because the room isn't big enough.
Otherwise, we both have kings. So
Oh no, trust me. You get to a certain point in your marriage where you're going like, wow, that separate bed thing, that's not that bad an idea.
yeah, except for the whole idea of like, can we push the beds together tonight? Weird.
Like fall through between the two of
Yeah,
them
you fall through the
on
crack.
the
Yeah.
floor.
Uh-huh.
Well, I mean,
You just lay
it,
across.
it provides more 90-degree areas where you
sideways?
can. So,
Yeah, so like your body is across the switch, like the middle
you got-
part.
Yeah.
I guess that
wait,
makes
no,
sense.
what you should do is line
That's
the
to,
beds
like,
up
hold
end to
half
end to
the
end.
wall.
So like
Oh, then you have a really long bed.
really
Yeah, there you go.
long bed, and so like if you really wanted to go to the other end, you have to like tunnel underneath all the blankets. So it would be
I don't know.
Kinda funny.
Something tells me that you'd find a way.
well, I mean,
Life finds a way.
Yeah.
God damn it, I was waiting for the Jurassic Park reference. Yeah, just like I was never gonna have any other kids. Doodle-doo-doo, doodle-doo. And then
Not a single
twins.
one.
Oh my god,
Oh,
guys.
yeah.
Oh, there's gonna come a day where I was
God.
like, I don't know if I'm gonna have kids. I'm gonna years and years and years, and I'm gonna hit like 38, and I'm gonna be like, so I'm pregnant. That's gonna happen. It's
It
No, I don't
does.
want that to happen.
And she will say it like that too.
It will. If it happens. If I don't know, man. I'm scared now. I need more booze.